The statue of Guan Yu, once glorious, is now tossed aside like garbage. Even in the temple of the war saint, Ares has taken his place. As a transmigrator, you already know why. In this world, the gods of the East have long been forgotten. Even at the divine resonance ceremony, every student chooses a Western god, but you walk straight to a dust-covered statue of Guan Yu. You press your palms together and bow. I greet you, Lord Guan. I have one question. Why must the people of Great Xia kneel to foreign gods? Just as you expect silence, the statue's eyes open. A voice like a great bell rings out. 637 years. Someone has finally walked through this door. Your heart slams against your chest. You drop to your knees and bow low. Please, Lord Guan, tell me the truth. His spiritual projection rises from the statue. He looks at you and sighs. It is not that we refuse to appear. Our divine essence has crumbled. Our offerings have run dry. 600 years ago, when the dynasties of the East fell into chaos, that was when we were at our weakest. The Western pantheons descended without warning and struck us down with overwhelming force. Every follower was slaughtered. Every temple was destroyed. Every offering was cut off. We fought with everything we had and still lost. Our divine essence shattered. We fled into the void, barely clinging to existence all these years. Occasionally, a descendant wandered in, but in the end, they all chose the Western pantheons. Guan Yu's voice carries endless sorrow. You are the first child of Great Xia to kneel before me in 637 years. You lift your head, eyes burning. You can picture it, the Eastern pantheon standing alone surrounded by the three great pantheons, crushed. And now their descendants have been brainwashed, kneeling to foreign gods, calling their ancestors' faith ignorant. Lord Guan, you take a slow breath. If I light offerings for you, can you return? Guan Yu is silent for a long moment. He slowly shakes his head. My divine essence is on the verge of collapse. What little spiritual will I have left barely keeps this statue standing. Unless what? Unless a massive flood of offerings is made, or someone with great destiny uses themselves as a vessel to reconnect the faith. You understand immediately. You rise, bite into your finger, using your blood as the offering, your life force as the conduit, your soul as the vessel. You force a connection with the divine. The price is years off your life. You don't care. Today, I light the first stick of incense with my blood. I carry the first thread of faith with my soul. Lord Guan, please accept my bow. The broken statue blazes with light. The entire hall begins to shake. Dust rains down. Cobwebs snap apart one by one. Guan Yu's spiritual projection surges and flares. In those phoenix eyes, a long-lost fire ignites. Good. He says it 3 times. 637 years. I have finally found someone like you. Then let me grant you a gift with what little divine essence I have left. The broken blade in the statue's hand blazes with green light. The light spirals upward like a dragon, then plunges into Ethan's forehead as a blade will. A chime from the Eastern Divine Codex system rings through his mind. A flood of information pours in. He closes his eyes. He feels the blade will at the center of his brow. Piercing, dominant, loyal, and righteous through the ages. This is the essence of Guan Yu's lifetime of war. Even at the beginner stage, it is enough to slay demons. Thank you, Lord Guan. Ethan bows again immediately. Guan Yu's projection begins to fade. My power can only sustain this much. From here, you are on your own. Remember, offerings are the lifeblood of the gods. You must reignite the offerings for the Eastern Pantheon. Gather the faithful again. Within 7 days, if the offerings die out, the link between us will break. I will fade completely. Do not make us wait too long. The words fall. The projection dissolves. The hall falls silent. You slowly rise. You bow deeply to the statue and turn to leave. The inspector overseeing the ceremony spots you walking out of the ruined hall. He rushes forward and grabs your shoulder. Which god did you resonate with? How many divine favor points? Tell me now. You look at him and slowly speak 4 words. Guan Yu, the war saint. The inspector freezes. The crowd exchanges blank looks. Who's Guan Yu? Never heard of him. Some minor deity? Only Mr. Li jolts like he's been struck. He snaps his head up, voice trembling. Guan Yu, the war saint of the Eastern Pantheon? The moment those words leave his mouth, Eastern Pantheon, the whole room goes dead silent. Then Marcus bursts out laughing. Eastern Pantheon? Ethan, are you actually brain dead? Out of every god out there, you resonated with a dead Eastern god? The rest of the crowd catches on. Laughter explodes from every direction. I actually thought he got lucky for once. Thought he found some hidden deity. Turns out it's the Eastern Pantheon. Ha! He would have been better off failing the resonance. At least that wouldn't be embarrassing. Isn't the Eastern Pantheon already swept into the trash heap of history? This is hilarious. A loser resonates with a loser pantheon. What a perfect match. The mockery crashes in like a wave. Up on the main platform, Inspector Blake sneers. The Eastern Pantheon. How fitting. Trash meets trash. He turns to his staff. Log it. Ethan Chen, resonance, Eastern Pantheon, Guan Yu. Divine favor points, forget it. The Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. Record it as invalid. By the rules, he still gets exiled. The laughter around them gets louder. Exile him, just exile him already. Sharing a school with this loser makes me look bad. Marcus shouts the loudest, practically ready to drag Ethan out himself. But right then, Mr. Li charges onto the stage. Wait, he steps in front of you and faces Inspector Blake. The Global Awakening Accord states that in the Grand Pantheon Hall resonance test, any candidate who establishes a connection with a registered deity, regardless of which pantheon that deity belongs to, is considered to have passed passed the test and is entitled to full legal citizenship rights. Inspector Blake's brow tightens. Mr. Lee keeps going. This clause was revised in year 57 of the new calendar, passed unanimously by all 12 seats of the Divine Authority Alliance. It remains in effect. Inspector Blake's face darkens, but he quickly smirks. So what if there's a resonance? The Eastern Pantheon was stripped from the registry long ago. It only exists in history textbooks now. It is a dead pantheon. He turns to you, eyes full of contempt. Kid, the god you resonated with is dead. Even if it responded, it can give you nothing. Without a divine favor system, you cannot learn even the most basic divine arts. Every textbook, every cultivation method, every resource at the Divine Arts Academy is built on the divine favor systems of the three great pantheons. What exactly are you going to train with? Your bare hands? The crowd below roars with laughter. Marcus doubles over. I'm dying. After all that, he resonated with a zombie god. Ethan, are you trying to become a corpse handler? You look at Inspector Blake and ask calmly, so by your logic, the Eastern Pantheon doesn't count as a pantheon? Of course not, Inspector Blake says like it's obvious. Anything that has ceased to exist is a historical relic. You speak carefully, one word at a time. According to the rules, any candidate who establishes resonance with a deity in the Grand Pantheon Hall, regardless of that deity's pantheon status, automatically qualifies as a candidate divine favored. Have you forgotten that? Inspector Blake's expression goes completely dark. He never expected a broke orphan to know these rules this well. He grits his teeth. If the treaties of the Divine Authority Alliance can just be tossed aside whenever it's convenient, you press on, eyes fixed on him, then should I assume the Global Awakening Accord is just a scam? Those words land hard. Hard enough that Inspector Blake can't respond. The entire ceremony is being recorded. If it leaked that a Divine Authority Alliance official openly violated the accord, a small-time inspector like him would be finished. The atmosphere locks up. Right then, a soft voice cuts through the tension. Inspector Anderson. Lily Bai strides onto the stage and gives him a gentle bow. She wears the white robes of a Church of Sacred Light initiate, a silver cross pinned at her chest, a soft glow radiating around her. Inspector Blake sees her and his expression softens slightly. Miss Bai, what is it? Ethan is my neighbor, Lily says quietly. We grew up together. He didn't have an easy start in life, but he never stopped trying. The fact that he achieved a resonance, no matter which deity responded, means a god did answer him. By the accord, exile is not warranted. She looks up, beautiful eyes filled with quiet pleading. Can you give him a chance? Even if he can't enter the academy, at least let him finish school and find an ordinary job. A beautiful girl pleading always carries some weight, especially when that girl is the brightest talent at today's ceremony in Land City. S-tier ability, 90 divine favor points, already locked in by the Sacred Light Theological Academy in advance. Inspector Blake can't afford to dismiss her. He lets out a cold huff and takes the easy way out. Since Miss Bai has spoken, I'll make an exception this once. He turns to you, eyes like ice. By the regulations, you are granted candidate divine favored status. Exile is waived. However, the Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. The school will not provide you with any cultivation resources. The Academy's courses will be incomprehensible to you. You're on your own. He turns and walks away. The ceremony continues, but no one is paying attention to the stage anymore. Can't believe he slipped through. Marcus spits in disgust. His followers chime in. Don't sweat it, Marcus. He's just barely hanging on. Exactly. Without a divine favor system, what is he even going to train with? He'll get cut at the divine aptitude exam in 6 months anyway. Good riddance. You ignore them. Mr. Lee steadies you as you step off the stage and find a quiet corner to sit. Are you all right? Mr. Lee asks, worried. When you came out of the Grand Pantheon Hall, there seemed to be a faint green mark between your brows. I'm fine, you say, shaking your head. You just feel heat coursing through your body, the blade wheel between your brows stirring restlessly, as if it could burst free at any moment. All you want is to find somewhere quiet to absorb this power. Lily walks over. She looks at you, expression unreadable. What are you going to do now? No idea, you answer honestly. Lily hesitates. Well, I could talk to a priest at the Church of Sacred Light, get you a job there. Maintenance work, errands you wouldn't be able to cultivate, but at least you'd have food. You laugh, not out of gratitude, out of amusement. Thanks, I'm good. You stand up and dust yourself off. I walk my own road. Lily bites her lip, about to say something more, but you've already turned and walked away. Mr. Lee watches Lily's retreating figure and sighs. Lily's actually a good person. It's just that, well, she chose the sacred light. You finish his sentence. Everyone has their own path, Mr. Lee. Say no more. Ethan doesn't go back to the dorm. He heads straight out of school toward the old district. Using his divine eye of truth, he can sense over a dozen faint Eastern Pantheon offering sites still scattered across Land City. He needs somewhere quiet to study the green dragon blade will he just received, and the offering system. He's barely halfway there when his phone buzzes. It's the class group chat. Mr. Lee has tagged everyone. Urgent notice, the school has received a document from the Divine Affairs Committee to prepare for the city-wide high school Divine Favored Team Tournament in 3 days. Tomorrow at 8 in the morning. All students who pass the resonance test are to report to the Olympian training grounds in the west of the city for an orientation session. Tournament rules, teams of 5, formed freely. Results count toward exam bonus points. The top 5 teams earn direct admission to the Divine Arts Academy. Note, anyone who has not joined a team by the day before the tournament will be disqualified. This tournament directly affects your future admissions. It is extremely important. Please take it seriously. The chat explodes instantly. Everyone scrambles to find teammates. Ethan glances at the screen and says nothing. He knows no one will recruit him. Eastern Pantheon, no divine favor system, can't even use the most basic divine arts. In everyone else's eyes, he is dead weight. Sure enough, the chat buzzes for a while and not a single mention of his name. Then Marcus pops up. Our team is set. I'm A tier, 72 points. Jason, B tier, 61 points. Nina, B tier 62, Kyle, C tier 50, and Lily by S tier 90 points. Damn, Marcus, you legend. This lineup is basically guaranteed the championship. The school's top beauty teamed up with Marcus, jealous. Lily sends a smiling emoji and says nothing. Ethan closes his phone and keeps walking. 10 minutes later, he arrives at Spring Breeze Street in the Old District. A worn-down road lined on both sides with crumbling houses slated for demolition, walls plastered with demolition markings. At the end of the street, number 28, a tiny shrine, its sign half fallen off. Ethan pushes open the creaking wooden door and steps inside. The shrine is small, barely 30 square meters. At the center, an altar holds a clay statue of Guan Yu, not the towering 10-meter version from the virtual space, just a plain clay figure, barely waist-high. Most of its painted color flaked away. The green dragon blade is chipped. The altar itself is cracked, but Ethan's divine eye can see it, a faint thread of green light inside the clay, the same source as the blade will from the vision space. This is the place. Ethan closes the door, sits cross-legged before the statue, and closes his eyes. His consciousness sinks inward. Offering system. Current status, activated. Bound deity, Guan Yu, the war saint. Awakening level, 0.01%. Offering reserve, 1 pillar. Personal offering. Followers, 1. Yourself. Divine title, Eastern Pantheon Guardian. Walking the mortal realm. Temporary mission, keep offerings burning for 7 days without interruption. Time remaining, 6 days, 23 hours, 47 minutes. Failure penalty, divine title revoked, connection to Guan Yu severed. Simple. Brutal. 7 days. The offerings must not die out, or the last fragment of Guan Yu's will disappears forever. Offerings. Ethan opens his eyes. He stares at the statue. No incense, no candles, not even a single offering. He thinks for a moment, then digs into his pocket and pulls out 5 yuan, his last living allowance for the month. He walks to a corner store and buys the 3 cheapest sticks of incense he can find and a box of matches. Back in the shrine, he lights the incense. He places the sticks in the censer before the altar. Thin smoke curls upward. Ethan kneels before the statue and bows 3 times. Lord Guan, I, Ethan Chen, make this vow today. I will reignite the offerings of the Eastern Pantheon and gather the faithful once more. Within 7 days, the offerings will not cease, and after 7 days, the followers will grow. The words settle. A system alert flashes in his mind. Offering detected. Offering reserve 1.001 pillars, continuously increasing. Mission countdown reset 7 days. It works. Only 0.001 pillars, but the offerings are alive again. Ethan exhales. Then he turns his focus to the green dragon blade will. His consciousness sinks into the space between his brows. A pale green blade image hovers at the center of his soul sea, faint but radiating a razor-sharp killing intent. Ethan reaches out to touch it. A torrent of information floods in, not words, not images, but pure insight. Understanding of the blade, mastery of momentum, the way of loyalty and righteousness, the martial soul of a lifetime of battle. Even just a 10,000th of the beginner stage, it is more than enough to carry Ethan far. So this is how the Eastern Pantheon cultivates. Ethan opens his eyes, a realization dawning. The Western Pantheons rely on divine favor points. The higher the points, the closer the bond with the deity, the more divine power you can borrow, the stronger your divine arts. It's all borrowed. But the Eastern Pantheon runs on insight. The gods don't give power, they give the way. If you understand it, the power is yours. If you don't, more won't help. No wonder they say there's no divine favor system, Ethan murmurs. It's just a completely different road. He gets up, picks a wooden stick off the ground, and following the insight from the blade will, swings it. Slow, clumsy, but the arc carries a faint edge of cold killing intent. The temperature in the shrine seems to drop by several degrees. Not enough. Ethan keeps practicing. 1 swing, 2, 3. No flashy techniques, just the most basic cuts and sweeps. But with every swing, he tries to absorb the blade will a little deeper. Time passes slowly. Sweat soaks through his clothes. His arms ache too much to lift, but Ethan doesn't stop. He has no time. Tomorrow he goes to the Olympian training grounds, a place packed with Western Pantheon awakened. He, the sole practitioner of the Eastern Pantheon, will walk in as an outsider. If he can't even protect himself, forget about gathering followers. Surviving 7 days becomes the question. He trains until dark. Ethan finally stops. He grips the stick and slowly draws one last swing into the empty air. This time, a faint green light appears at the tip, just an inch long, gone in an instant. But the stone eyes of the statue seem to flicker. Green dragon blade will, proficiency increased. Current mastery, beginner stage, 1%. The system alert arrives right on cue. Ethan collapses to the ground, gasping, exhausted, but worth it. At least he can fight now. Right then, his phone buzzes again. A private message from Mr. Lee. Ethan, you saw the group message, right? Do you have a team for tomorrow's session? Ethan replies, no. Mr. Lee goes quiet for a moment, then sends another message. I just asked around with some other teachers. This tournament is a big deal for the school. Top 5 teams earn direct academy admission. Top 10 get 50 bonus points on the entrance exam. But if you can't find a team, the rules say you get disqualified. Should I talk to the principal? Maybe get you approved as a solo entry? Ethan almost laughs. A solo entry. That's just announcing to everyone that he's the outcast no one wanted. No thanks, Mr. Lee, he types. I'll figure it out myself. But I've got it handled. End of conversation. Ethan stares at his phone screen, expression steady. He won't beg anyone for a spot. The road to rebuilding the Eastern Pantheon is bound to be lonely, but lonely doesn't mean weak. Tomorrow at the training grounds he will show them with every swing of his blade that the Eastern Pantheon is not dead yet. At least Ethan Chen is still standing, and as long as he stands there is hope. He rises, bows once more to the statue, blows out the incense, locks the shrine door, and vanishes into the night. Inside the shrine, the 3 sticks of incense have burned to nothing, but a thin thread of green smoke lingers in the censer, refusing to fade. It spirals upward and disappears into the statue's brow. The clay figure seems to carry just a little more life. The next morning, over a dozen coaches line up outside Land City No. 1 High School. Every student who passed the resonance test, more than 300 in total, wears a brand new Divine Arts Academy preparatory uniform. White base, gold trim. Each student's pantheon emblem stitched across the chest. The Olympians wear lightning bolts, the Norse wear battle axes, the sacred light bear crosses. Only Ethan still wears his faded washed-out school uniform, completely out of place among them. Well, if it isn't our great Eastern deity. Marcus strolls over with his 4 teammates, dripping with sarcasm. What's this, still no team? Jason, Nina, and the others snicker. Lily is there too. She looks at Ethan, something unsaid hanging in her eyes. Then she turns away. Ethan ignores them all and gets on the last coach. It's already mostly full, but the moment he boards, nearby students immediately get up and move away, as if he carries some disease. Ethan is glad for the quiet. He finds a window seat and settles in. The coach pulls away. The scenery slides past. The city's glitter gives way to barren outskirts. Half an hour later, the convoy rolls into a vast complex of towering buildings and temple-like structures with lightning, flame, and sacred light effects floating in the air above. This is the Olympian Training Grounds, Land City's largest training facility for the divine favored. Students file off and line up on the plaza outside, a wide, flat space paved with clean stone slabs. At the center stands a 3-meter statue of Zeus, thunderbolt raised toward the sky. The base is engraved in gold letters, "Divine Grace Blesses All." Ethan stands at the very back of the line, watching the excited students around him, expressionless. The so-called training grounds they are about to enter are, in truth, a dimensional space reshaped by the Western pantheons. What once existed there were natural spirit nexuses, places where the energy of heaven and earth gathered freely, small worlds teeming with demons and spirits. 300 years ago, when the Western gods descended, they seized every one of these nexuses and converted them into training grounds. Inside, all manner of demons and spirits are imprisoned, captured and crushed during the purge of the Eastern Pantheon's followers all those years ago. Now, they serve as training fodder for Western Pantheon awakened. Everyone falls silent as a middle-aged man in black divine robes steps onto the platform, the Olympian Pantheon's lightning emblem on his chest. He runs this facility. His name is Director Horn. A Westerner, he has lived in China for over 20 years and speaks fluent Mandarin. I am Director Horn of the Land City Olympian Training Grounds. Welcome to the first stop on your journey as awakened. His voice carries easily across the plaza, carrying an authority that brooks no argument. You have all completed the divine resonance ceremony, but resonance is only the beginning. To become true awakened, you must enter the grounds and slay the creatures inside, accumulate combat experience, and deepen your divine arts resonance. When your resonance exceeds 100%, you will receive the next blessing of your deity and officially advance to first tier awakened. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. First tier? I haven't even used a divine art yet. I heard first tier awakened can unleash real divine arts. I can't wait. Director Horn raises a hand for quiet. I know many of you are unfamiliar with the divine arts system. Let me give you a quick overview. He gestures and golden text appears in the air above. Divine arts tiers: common divine arts, basic attack, defense, and healing. Moderate power, advanced divine arts, area damage, sustained buffs, significantly stronger, legendary divine arts, wide-scale abilities that turn the tide of battle, terrifying and empower. Mythic divine arts, said to be used by the gods themselves, beyond mortal comprehension. The power of your divine arts depends on your divine favor points, your talent tier, and your proficiency. The higher your divine favor points, the more divine power you can draw on, and the stronger your arts become. Your talent tier sets your ceiling. S tier talent can potentially reach legendary arts. F tier talent will struggle even with common arts. Proficiency only comes from real combat. Praying in a chapel will get you nowhere. Director Horn sweeps his gaze across the crowd. So, the training grounds are your best battlefield. Slay the creatures inside, and you will not only deepen your divine arts resonance, you will also earn divine favor point rewards. The more you kill, the more you earn, the faster you advance. Beyond hunting creatures, there are other paths, accumulating offerings, doing righteous deeds, achieving enlightenment breakthroughs, and so on. But those are far beyond your reach right now. For now, hunt, build your foundation. He finishes and points to a massive stone gate at the far end of the plaza. 10 meters tall, pitch black, the frame covered in dense runes. Beyond it swirls a churning vortex of chaos. The air pulses with something that makes the chest tighten. This is the entrance to the training grounds. Once inside, you will appear randomly in the outer zone. Creatures there are at the tier 1. Early stage, a good match for beginners. Each team receives 1 emergency recall talisman. Crush it when you're in danger and you will be extracted immediately. But don't rely on it too much. There is a 3-second delay between crushing it and extraction. 3 seconds is more than enough for a strong creature to tear you apart. Director Horn smiles, the kind that knows something you don't. Know your limits. Teams, enter in order. The line begins to move. The first teams through are the elite. High talent tiers, top divine favor points. They stride through the stone gate with confidence, their silhouettes swallowed by the vortex. Marcus and his team are third in line. As they pass Ethan, he deliberately stops and looks him up and down. Well, the great Eastern deity actually showed up. What's wrong? Going in alone to get yourself killed? Jason snorts beside him. Leave him alone, Marcus. Let him crash and burn on his own. Nina curls her lip. A good-for-nothing with no divine favor system. Going in there just makes him free kill. Lily stands in line, lips parting slightly. Something almost comes out, then doesn't. Marcus notices her expression and feels a fresh surge of irritation. He's always liked Lily. She's striking, great background, incredible talent, Land City's golden girl. But she runs ice cold, keeping everyone at arm's length. Everyone except Ethan, this broke orphan kid. With him, she says a little more. Shows a different side. Marcus is burning with jealousy. He cannot understand it. A good-for-nothing with zero divine favor. What does he have that makes Lily look at him like that? Let's go. Marcus pulls his gaze away and leads his team into the gate. Before he disappears, he glances back at Ethan, eyes cold. Today, he is going to make this loser disappear for good. As Lily passes Ethan, her steps slow for just a moment. Ethan, be careful. Her voice is so quiet, it barely reaches him. Then she walks quickly through the gate without looking back. Ethan's face stays blank. Team after team enters. The plaza empties out. Finally, it's Ethan's turn. He walks toward the gate, and a hand shoots out to stop him. The one blocking him is a staff member in a training grounds uniform. Early 30s, buzz cut, hostility written all over his face. You're not allowed in. Ethan stops. Reason? The guard smirks. The training grounds are only open to Western Pantheon awakened. You're Eastern Pantheon, not on the access list. Says who? Says me. The guard crosses his arms, daring Ethan to push back. Ethan stares at him without a word. A few students still waiting nearby drift over to watch. Who is this guy? Why is he alone? That Eastern Pantheon loser. The one who scored 0 yesterday. Damn, isn't that the one who resonated with some dead god? Ha, no, not a death god. It was Guan something, whatever, some Eastern deity. Long dead. What's he even doing here? Asking to get wrecked? Laughter ripples through the crowd. Ethan ignores them. He pulls out his phone, opens a page, and holds it in front of the guard. The Global Awakening Accord states, any awakened who passes the Grand Pantheon Hall resonance test and receives a divine response, regardless of pantheon, is entitled to the same rights as awakened of the 3 great pantheons. He finishes reading and locks eyes with the guard. Want me to keep going? The guard's face shifts. He knows the Global Awakening Accord. The Divine Authority Alliance wrote it themselves. Every divine official has to memorize it. But the thing is, who actually takes the Eastern Pantheon seriously? Over the years, a few people have resonated with Eastern deities, but always minor ones, local earth gods, kitchen spirits, and the like. Never more than 5 divine favor points. Basically worthless. Nobody actually pushes back with the Accord, but Ethan does. The guard grits his teeth. The Accord is the Accord. The training grounds have their own rules. The rules outrank the Accord. Ethan cuts him off. Then am I right to assume this facility is openly defying the highest law of the Divine Authority Alliance? Those words land like a hammer. Sweat breaks out on the guard's forehead. The other staff exchange uneasy glances. The training grounds are funded by the Divine Authority Alliance. If word got out that they violated the Global Awakening Accord, the fallout would run from top to bottom. Let him in. A low, steady voice. Director Horn steps forward. He glances at Ethan, something unreadable in his expression. But, Director, I said, let him in. Director Horn's tone leaves no room for argument. The Accord is the Accord. We have no authority to turn away any legitimate awakened. The guard steps aside, clearly unhappy. Ethan pockets his phone and walks toward the gate. Kid! Director Horn's voice comes from behind. Ethan stops. The creatures inside won't be friendly to an Eastern Pantheon awakened. A lot of them were captured from the East by the Western Pantheons back then. They will smell what you carry. They will come at you harder than they come at anyone else. Are you sure you want in? Ethan turns to face him. Are you concerned about me, Director Horn? Or trying to talk me out of it? Director Horn is quiet for 2 seconds. He shakes his head. Do what you want. I'm just telling you, if something happens, the training grounds take no responsibility. I know. Ethan turns and walks into the gate. The vortex swallows him whole. Director Horn stares at the gate and mutters under his breath. Eastern Pantheon. What is that kid thinking? The guard leans in, dropping his voice. Director Horn, should we have someone keep an eye on him, just in case something really goes wrong? Goes wrong how? Director Horn gives him a sideways glance. He chose to go in himself. If he dies, that's on him. Besides, he looks toward the gate. Expression flat. One Eastern Pantheon good for nothing. Dead is dead. The guard relaxes and lets a vicious smile creep across his face. Right, dead is dead. Nobody's going to care. The instant Ethan crosses through the gate, a tremendous force rips at his body. Everything goes black, then blazes back into light. He stands on a barren plain. The sky is a flat ashen gray. No sun. Light seeps in from every direction at once. The ground is cracked dry. Nothing grows. Shattered rocks and rotting dead wood scatter everywhere. The air holds a faint trace of blood. In the distance, vague shapes drift and wander. Ethan takes a slow breath. He tightens his grip on the wooden stick, the one he picked up yesterday at the shrine. No proper weapon. This will have to do. He moves carefully deeper into the plain. Less than 5 minutes in, the first creature appears. It looks like a wolf. No, not a wolf. Twice the size, black scales covering its body, blood-red eyes, thick liquid dripping from its maw. 3 curved bone spines jut from its back like flagpoles. The divine eye of truth activates automatically. Information materializes before Ethan's eyes. Rotbone wolf, tier 0, early stage. Note, creature mutated after being subdued by the Western Pantheons and corrupted by void energy. Trace amounts of Eastern incense offerings remain within its body. Trace amounts of Eastern incense offerings. Ethan's pulse spikes. The rotbone wolf is already launching itself at him. Fast. Claws ripping through the air, carrying the stench of blood. Ethan sidesteps. The stick sweeps across and cracks into the wolf's skull. The rotbone wolf staggers back but steadies quickly and lunges again. The scales are tough. Raw force won't do much. Ethan breathes in and channels the green dragon blade will between his brows. A faint green light rises at the tip of the stick. Faint, but enough. The rotbone wolf lunges again. This time Ethan doesn't dodge. He charges straight at it. The stick comes down in a clean arc, green light tracing the swing, landing squarely on the wolf's skull. Crack. The scales shatter. A gash splits open across the rotbone wolf's head. Black blood sprays. The wolf lets out a piercing shriek, thrashes for a moment, then crashes to the ground. The body starts to smoke, dissolving rapidly into black ash that scatters on the wind. From within the ash, a thread of white light, barely visible to the naked eye, rises and circles once through the air. Then it sinks into Ethan's brow. A system alert fires. Rotbone wolf slain. Offering obtained, 1 thread. Current offering reserve, 1.001 pillars. 1 thread. 1,000 threads equal 1 pillar. Ethan freezes. 1 thread of offering. Killing a creature actually yields offerings, and the system specifically calls it offering, not something else. He immediately asks inwardly, what is going on? The system's cold voice responds. When the Western pantheons descended 300 years ago, they crushed the Eastern pantheon with overwhelming force and severed every offering channel of the Eastern pantheon. But these offerings were consecrated to Eastern deities. Western gods cannot absorb them. They cannot dissolve into the void either. They drift through the mortal world unanchored, eventually absorbed by demons and spirits. The stronger the creature, the more offerings it has accumulated inside. So can others kill creatures and get offerings too? Others who slay creatures do release the offerings from within, but without the soul conduit talent, those offerings continue to drift, unable to reach any deity. Western pantheon offerings flow through the Western divine network directly and do not appear inside creatures. Ethan understands now. Because he carries the soul conduit talent, every offering he generates goes 100% to the Eastern pantheon, bypassing all Western interference. So only when he kills can those drifting offerings truly be collected, turned into something real. For everyone else, killing is just killing. For Ethan, killing equals collecting offerings equals keeping Guan Yu alive equals building his own power. Ethan's eyes light up. This is basically cheat mode. He looks at the drifting shapes deep in the plain, the corner of his mouth curling up slightly. Looks like overtime today. The first rotbone wolf was just a warm-up. Ethan presses forward. A second comes. A third. He cuts them all down without hesitation. Every kill earns him 1 thread of offerings. 1 thread is small, but small things add up. And with every kill, his understanding of the green dragon blade will deepens. The blade will began at just 1% mastery. With each kill, it climbs just a little more. Of course, Ethan swings and absorbs at the same time. The blade will is not technique, it is not a moveset, it is momentum. The unstoppable momentum of one who fears nothing and stops for no one. That kind of momentum can only be felt through real combat. Meditation gets you nowhere. Then he'll just keep killing. Ethan picks up his pace. The plain holds all kinds. Rotbone wolves, rotbone bears, rotbone serpents, rotbone birds, all tier 1, early stage. Dangerous for most beginners, but for Ethan with his blade will, manageable. He grows more fluid with every fight. The green light on the stick grows brighter and brighter. From 1 inch at the start, it stretches to 3, then 5. Eventually each swing carries a faint whistling. That is the blade wind, born naturally when the blade will solidifies enough. Rotbone wolf slain, offering obtained 1 thread. Rotbone bear slain, offering obtained 2 threads. Rotbone serpent slain, offering obtained 1 thread. Rotbone bird slain, offering obtained 1 thread. Alerts keep firing. The offering reserve climbs steadily. 0.02 pillars, 0.05, 0.1. 2 hours pass. Ethan has slain nearly 50 creatures. Offering reserve reaches 0.5 pillars. Green dragon blade will mastery beginner stage 8%. Not the fastest pace, but not slow either. More importantly, he notices a pattern. The deeper into the plane, the stronger the creatures and the more offerings stored inside them. Outer zone rotbone wolves yield 1 thread. Go deeper, and rotbone bears give 2. Rotbone serpents 3. The deepest zone must hold something far stronger and far richer. Ethan looks toward the interior. Rolling hills rise in the distance. The terrain broken and uneven, the gray mist thicker, a faint pressure seeps from that direction. Whatever is in there, at minimum tier 1, mid-stage, possibly late stage. Ethan hesitates. He can handle early stage without trouble, but mid-stage is another matter, and late stage is a different world entirely. But then he looks at his offering reserve, 1.05 pillars, far from enough to hold the 7-day minimum. He has to build the reserve faster. The countdown won't wait. Go in. If things get bad, run. Decision made. He tightens his grip and heads into the deep. Meanwhile, in another part of the outer zone, Lily's team is clearing creatures with ruthless efficiency. Her sacred light divine arts are devastating. Every time she raises her hand, a radiant white light gathers in her palm, forming into a blade of light that fires forward. It hits dead center every time. A tier 1 early stage rotbone wolf. 1 hit down, not even a chance to struggle. Lily's divine arts resonance is insane, Jason mutters beside her. She's barely been at this, and it feels like she's about to break through to first tier already. Marcus stares at Lily's back, eyes burning. Damn, she is something. Long hair flowing, white robes like snow, the way she moves when she casts, like an angel. If he could just get her. Marcus, Jason shoves him. Stop spacing out, your resonance isn't weak either. Kill more, try to break through today. Marcus snaps back. He grins. Watch me. He channels his Olympian divine arts. A cluster of pale golden lightning crackles in his palm. Zeus-line thunder techniques. Highest attack rating of any divine art. Marcus launches it at a rotbone wolf. Boom. The wolf goes black and crashes down, screaming. Solid! Jason claps. Marcus glances at Lily, fishing for a reaction. She doesn't even look his way. She's already moving to the next creature. Marcus's smile freezes. He curses silently, but his expression smooths over quickly. No rush. Play the long game. As long as that good-for-nothing Ethan is out of the picture, Lily will eventually be his. The team pushes on. Their clearing speed is strong. Lily handles over half the damage output herself. Marcus covers cleanup and area attacks. The others play support. 2 hours in, they have cleared close to 100 creatures. Lily stops and checks the resonance gauge on her wrist. The reading, Divine Arts Resonance, 67%. She frowns slightly. 67%. Not enough. 33% to go. At this rate, at least 100 more creatures. Too slow. She looks up toward the deep zone. The mist is heavier there, the pressure stronger, but the creatures are stronger too. Kill them, and the resonance climbs much faster. I'm going into the deep zone. Lily's voice drops into the silence. The team freezes. Marcus reacts first. The deep zone? Everything in there starts at tier 1, mid-stage. Some are late stage. I know, Lily cuts him off. But the outer zone is too weak. 100 kills barely moves the needle. If I want to break through today, I have to go deeper. If you don't want to come, you don't have to. Lily's tone is flat, but absolute. Teaming up is voluntary. I won't force anyone. Marcus's expression shifts. How could he let Lily go alone? That's his opportunity. Who said I don't want to go? I was just thinking it through. If you're going, I'm going. Jason and Nina exchange a glance. Both look hesitant. The deep zone is no joke. Tier 1 mid-stage creatures. They are a real fight for Awakened who haven't advanced yet. Late stage even more so. Someone could actually die. If you don't want to come, wait here in the outer zone. Marcus reads their faces. Impatient. Lily and I are enough anyway. Said like they're already a pair. Lily's brow creases but she says nothing. Jason grits his teeth. Fine. High risk, high reward. We're going. Nina nods. Following Lily will be fine. Kyle goes pale, but everyone else is going, and he can't bring himself to stay behind alone. He forces himself forward. The 5 of them turn and head for the deep zone. Outside the training grounds, the monitoring room holds a wall of massive screens showing every team in real time. Each screen carries a data panel, team roster, current Divine Arts resonance, kill count, and more. Normally kept hidden, visible only partway through a session, Mr. Lee stands in front of one of the screens, watching the numbers with a tight expression. Over 30 of his students are inside. He needs to watch them all, make sure no one gets hurt. Mr. Lee, your student Lily Bai is something else. A teacher with glasses leans over, voice dripping with envy. 67% resonance, and it's barely been 2 hours. She'll probably break through to first tier this afternoon. Your class is really making a name for itself this year. Mr. Lee smiles. The students worked hard. I'm just along for the ride. Ha, right. The teacher keeps going. S-tier talent, 90 divine favor points, guaranteed placement at Sacred Light Theological Academy. That's a golden future. Your Marcus Wang isn't bad either. 42% resonance, A-tier talent. Probably gets into the Olympian Academy too. The teacher pauses and shifts tone. Oh right, your Eastern Pantheon student. Ethan Chen, right? He went in too? Mr. Lee's expression tightens slightly. He went in. Alone? Alone? The teacher shakes his head, making a disapproving sound. Look, Mr. Lee, I'll say it plainly. You shouldn't have let him go in. The Eastern Pantheon Road has been dead for 300 years. Walking it now is no different from walking to your death. Mr. Lee frowns. He has citizenship rights. The training grounds cannot deny him. Rights are rights. Reality is reality. The teacher adjusts his glasses. Someone with no divine favor system can't even use basic divine arts. What exactly is he supposed to do in there? Be free kill? And I've heard the creatures inside. A lot of them were taken from the East originally. They have a particular sensitivity to Eastern Pantheon presence. The moment he walks in, those creatures will swarm him like sharks smelling blood. Someone could actually die in there. He draws out the word die very deliberately. Mr. Lee's face goes rigid. What exactly is your point? Just a friendly reminder. The teacher smiles cheerfully. Don't get so caught up celebrating Lily's scores that you miss your own student going down inside. If someone from your class dies in the training grounds, that's going to look very bad for you. Mr. Lee is about to fire back when a wave of shouts erupts across the monitoring room. What the? Look at that screen. Whose resonance is that high? Over 70% already. That's not Lily. She's at 67. It's someone else. 70%. 72. Still climbing. Who the hell is that? Mr. Lee spins around toward the commotion. A crowd has gathered in front of one screen. Every set of eyes is wide. The numbers on the screen are jumping wildly. Name, Ethan Chen. Pantheon, Eastern. Divine Arts Resonance, 74%. Kill count, 67. Status alive. Ethan? How is it him? The teacher's smile locks up. Mr. Lee goes still. He rubs his eyes hard to make sure he's reading it right. The screen clearly reads, Ethan Chen, Eastern Pantheon, Divine Arts Resonance, 74%. Higher than Lily. That's impossible. The teacher is the first to shout it. The Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. How can there be resonance? Is the equipment malfunctioning? The technicians scramble to check, but all data is synced in real time. No anomalies. Equipment is functioning normally, a technician confirms. Then he's cheating. The teacher says it like it's a fact. A good-for-nothing with zero divine favor. How could he possibly? Enough. Mr. Lee cuts him off coldly. Did you personally witness him cheating? Without evidence, don't make accusations. The teacher chokes on his words, face cycling through shades of pale and gray, but his voice stays sour. Could be some kind of glitch they haven't caught yet. Mr. Lee, don't get ahead of yourself. Others in the room murmur in agreement. None of them believe it's real. Mr. Lee ignores them and keeps staring at the screen, heart pounding. 74%. Ethan, what on earth are you doing in there? Deep inside the training grounds, Ethan has no idea the monitoring room has erupted into chaos. He is locked in a fight with a tier 1, mid-stage creature, a rotbone tiger. 3 times the size of a rotbone wolf, bone spines like steel needles, fangs gleaming cold. Its speed, strength, and defense all outclass the outer zone creatures by more than one full tier. Ethan is getting beaten badly. 3 sticks, broken. 3. Mid-fight they shattered one after another. Now he grabs rocks off the ground, creature bones, whatever he can find. But what Guan Yu gave him was not technique, it was will. With blade will, anything works. Even a tree branch in his hands can carry the force of a blade. The rot-bone tiger pounces. Claws tear through the air. Ethan sidesteps, gripping a salvaged creature rib bone, and drives it hard into the tiger's throat. Green light flares. The bone punches through into the rot-bone tiger's throat. Black blood surges out. The tiger lets out a thunderous roar and thrashes wildly. Its tail whips across and sends Ethan flying. He tumbles across the ground, body screaming in pain. He bites through it and gets back up. The rot-bone tiger's thrashing slows, then stops. It crashes to the ground. The body dissolves. A thread of white light drifts free and sinks into Ethan's brow. Rot-bone tiger slain. Offering obtained. 10 threads. Current offering reserve, 0.87 pillars. Green Dragon Blade will mastery, beginner stage, 15%. Ethan gasps for breath, covered in wounds, but his eyes are blazing. 0.87. One step closer to the 7-day minimum, and the blade will mastery is at 15% now. He can feel the difference. His understanding of the blade is deeper, but it is not enough. He looks further in. The mist grows heavier there, the pressure stronger. Massive black shapes drift in and out of view. Mid to late tier 1 creatures. Kill them, and the offerings climb faster. Keep going. Ethan picks up several bones dropped by the rot-bone tiger. He selects the straightest one as his new weapon and pushes on. He hasn't gone far when he stops. Footsteps in the mist ahead, not a creature's. Human. Ethan tightens his grip on the bone. He watches the mist, alert. A few seconds later, 5 figures emerge. Lily leads the group, white robes dusted gray, breathing steady. Marcus follows behind her, expression sour. He nearly got taken out fighting a rot-bone bear earlier, had to be bailed out by Lily once, and his ego hasn't recovered. Jason, Nina, and Kyle trail behind, all looking worn. 6 people meet in the mist. Everyone freezes. Ethan. Lily speaks first. Surprise clear in her voice. She did not expect to find him here, and she definitely did not expect him to still be alive, much less looking sharp. Marcus's face darkens instantly. He looks Ethan up and down. The kid is covered in wounds, sure, clothes torn in several places, but his eyes are lit up. He carries more energy than he ever did outside. How did you get in here? Marcus blurts out. Weren't you blocked at the entrance? I got in. Ethan doesn't bother explaining. Marcus grits his teeth. The irritation flares back up. He fully expected Ethan to be stopped at the gate. Then he could hunt in peace. And by the time they all left, Lily would have forgotten about him. Instead, this guy made it inside, and into the deep zone no less. You came alone? Lily asks. Alone. She goes quiet for 2 seconds. Then do you want to join us? The moment she says it, everyone goes still. Marcus erupts first. Lily, are you serious? He's an Eastern Pantheon good for nothing. Having him along will only drag us down. Lily ignores him. She looks at Ethan. The deep zone is too dangerous. Going alone is asking for trouble. Thanks, I'm good. Ethan turns her down without hesitation. Lily opens her mouth to say more, but Ethan has already stepped into the mist and is gone. What the hell? Marcus spits. Lily, look at him. No gratitude whatsoever. Just leave him. Lily says nothing. She stares at the place where Ethan vanished, something unreadable in her eyes. Marcus sees it, and the fire inside him burns hotter. Damn it. He's going to find a way to finish Ethan off. Cut off whatever hold he has on Lily. Then she'll finally be his. Let's go. Lily looks away. We go the other way. The team moves on, but the mood is shifted. Marcus goes silent, jaw tight, hitting the creatures with extra force, like he is taking something out on them. Jason and Nina exchange a glance and say nothing. Lily walks at the front, expression calm, but something unnameable stirs in the depths of her eyes. Ethan pays no attention to the team behind him. He keeps walking. The mist grows thicker. Visibility drops below 10 meters. Creature roars close in from every direction, growing denser by the second. He tightens his grip on the bone. The blade will stirs restlessly between his brows. Ahead, a massive silhouette materializes in the mist, 3 times larger than the rot-bone tiger. A thick, reeking stench hits him like a wall. Ethan stops, breathes. Bring it. The shape steps out of the mist, a colossal serpent, pitch black scales covering every inch of it, a single horn crowning its head, eyes like 2 red lanterns. Rot-bone boa, elite, tier 1, late stage. An elite creature evolved after consuming massive quantities of offerings, offering concentration, extremely high. The system alert fires. Ethan stares at the serpent, heart hammering. Tier 1, late stage, 2 full tiers above him, but the offering concentration is through the roof. How much would it yield? 50 threads? 100? Ethan licks his cracked lips. He is going for it. The rot-bone boa moves, not a lunge, a roll. The massive body carves a deep furrow through the ground, thundering forward. Those red lantern eyes are full of savagery and hunger. Ethan does not retreat. He grips the bone, channels the green dragon blade will. Green light rises along the bone, brighter than ever before. 3 inches, 5, 7. The blade will compresses to its limit. Faint patterns surface along the bone, like ripples on a blade edge. The rot-bone boa is on him, jaws split open, fangs half a meter long. The reek of decay washes over him. Ethan sidesteps the head. He swings the bone in a wide arc and connects with the serpent's flank. Clang. Like striking iron plate, the shockwave travels from the bone straight into his palms. His hands go numb. The rot-bone boa recoils in pain. Its tail whips around, too fast to avoid. Ethan takes it on the bone. The impact launches him backward. He rolls across the ground several times, slamming into a boulder before stopping. His chest aches, his throat tastes sweet, blood runs from the corner of his mouth. Late stage tier 1. There's a real difference. Ethan pushes himself up off the rock. He wipes the blood from his lip. The rotbone boa gives him no time to breathe. The massive body rolls at him again. This time it is smarter. Not a bite, a coil. The most lethal attack a serpent has, constriction. If those coils close around him, with the rotbone boa's strength, Ethan's bones will be powder in 3 seconds. His eyes narrow. He calculates fast. Head-on won't work. Speed won't match up either. His only advantage is the blade will. The green dragon blade will is not about raw power, it is about momentum. Once the blade is drawn, there is no pulling back. One of us dies. That kind of momentum needs to be built. Ethan starts retreating, steadily, widening the gap. The rotbone boa follows. The serpentine body undulates across the ground. Fast. 10 meters. 8. 5, 3, now. Ethan slams to a stop and charges forward, shooting toward the rotbone boa like an arrow released from a bow. The bone raises high, the green light detonates, surging from 7 inches to a full foot in an instant. This is no longer ordinary blade will. This is a blade aura, formed by pushing the beginner stage blade will to its absolute limit. Only a foot long, but its cutting force far exceeds any ordinary strike. The rotbone boa senses the danger. It tries to pull away, but its body is too long, the momentum too great. No time. Ethan reaches the underside of the serpent's head. The bone comes down in a sweeping arc, green light tracing a clean line, landing precisely on the rotbone boa's lower jaw, the weakest point in its entire armored body. Crack. The scales shatter. The bone drives deep into the flesh. Black blood erupts, spattering across Ethan's face. The rotbone boa shrieks and twists violently. Its tail sweeps wide, launching Ethan again, but this time he does not let go. He keeps his grip locked. The bone churns inside the flesh. The blade aura keeps firing, cutting from the inside out. The rotbone boa's thrashing slows, weakens. The massive body crashes to the ground. A cloud of dust rises. The body begins to break apart. Black ash scatters, but this time, what rises is not a thread of white light. It is a fist-sized orb of light, blazing white, circling once in the air. Then it sinks into Ethan's brow. Rotbone boa, elite, slain, offering obtained, 1.36 pillars. Current offering reserve, 2.23 pillars. Green Dragon Blade, will, mastery, beginner stage, 20%. Player combat strength breakthrough detected. Re-evaluating. Evaluation complete, first tier awakened. Ethan collapses to the ground, gasping for air. Every part of him feels like it has been taken apart, clothes in shreds, at least 7 or 8 fresh wounds across his body. But his mind, that alert makes him grin despite everything. First tier awakened, he made it. From the ceremony to right now, less than 1 day. By this world's standards, breaking through to first tier within 3 days of the ceremony is considered excellent. Within 2 days, a genius. Within 1 day, he cannot think of anyone. Lily, with her S-tier talent, 90 divine favor points, might not even break through today. And yet here he is, the laughingstock everyone wrote off. First tier awakened, with blade will at only 20% mastery. I close my eyes. I feel the shift at my brow. The jade blade shadow is sharper than before, still faint, but the edge it gives off cuts colder. According to the system, an awakened of the Western pantheons needs divine arts resonance at 100% to break through to tier 1, but I only need my blade will to reach 20% mastery. That is the gap. Not a gap in power, but a gap in systems. The Western path is borrowing. The higher your divine favor points, the more divine power you can draw on, but it is always borrowed. The Eastern path is understanding. A god gives you the way. Once you grasp it, it is yours. My understanding of the blade now runs deeper than when I first entered the grounds. By how much I cannot say. 20% blade will matches 100% divine arts resonance. In theory, I stand equal to a Western awakened at full resonance. In real combat I may be stronger, because borrowed power has limits, has cooldowns, and depends on a god's mood. Blade will is mine. I use it however I want. No wonder the Western pantheons move to suppress the Eastern pantheon. I stand up and stretch. The injuries are real, but I can walk. I scan the area. The gray mist still hangs thick. Monster cries echo from the distance. But I am done here. Now that I have reached tier 1, killing tier 1 early stage monsters gives almost no insight. Mid stage gives a little but not much. Late stage would give a decent amount, but the risk is too high. That rotbone boa just now nearly killed me. One more like that, and I would not make it out. Time to leave, heal up, and let this experience sink in. I turn toward the exit, take a few steps, then stop. I look back into the depths of the mist. Stronger monsters are in there. Tier 2, Tier 3, maybe higher. The offering reserves stored in their bodies must be enormous. When I'm stronger, I'll come back and tear through them. I pull my gaze away and stride toward the exit. On the other side of the grounds, Lily's team is still fighting. They have pushed deep into another section of the grounds, where the monsters are far tougher than the outer ring. Mostly Tier 1, mid-stage. Lily stands at the front, both hands firing sacred light divine arts. Blades of light, shields of light, bindings of light. Every technique flowing without effort, seamlessly chained. Her divine arts resonance is already at 96%. Just 4 more to break through. A few more monsters. Lily grits her teeth. Sweat beads on her forehead. 2+ hours of non-stop high-intensity fighting have drained her badly, but the breakthrough is within reach. Marcus trails behind her, face pale. His divine arts resonance is only at 73%, still a long way from Tier 1. His body is almost giving out. The Olympian thunder arts hit hard but drain just as fast. Every lightning strike he throws now leaves his arm numb. Jason and Nina have it worse. Resonance just past 50%, nearly at the point of collapse. Kyle is the weakest. Only 32% resonance, barely holding on thanks to his teammates. Lily, maybe we take a break, Jason says between gasps. We're all running on empty. Lily shakes her head. Almost there. Push a little further. She points ahead. A cluster of rotbone bears. Tier 1 mid-stage. Kill those and we should hit the mark. Marcus's face shifts. Lily, rotbone bears hit hard. In the state we're in. Stay back. I'll handle them. Lily cuts him off and walks forward. Marcus opens his mouth but nothing comes out. He wants to step up, but his body will not. He can only watch as Lily walks toward the rotbone bears alone. 3 of them. Each one is bigger than any rotbone tiger they have faced. Muscles corded, fangs jutting out. They spot Lily and charge with a roar. She takes a slow, deep breath. Her hands cross at her chest. A blinding white light ignites in her palms. It is the Sacred Light Advanced Technique, Sacred Cross Slash. It requires enormous divine arts resonance to use. She has not reached Tier 1 yet, and by rights should not be able to pull it off. But Lily is built different. 90 divine favor points push her resonance far beyond anyone at her level. The white light forms a cross and slashes out. The first rotbone bear takes the hit square in the chest. A gaping wound bursts open, and it crashes down, shrieking. The second lunges in. Lily sidesteps and fires another cross slash. The third attacks from the flank. She has no time to turn, only enough to throw up a light shield. A crash. The shield shatters. She is blasted back several steps, but the third bear's attack is stopped. Lily steadies herself, clenches her jaw, and draws the white light together again in both hands. This time, it burns brighter than before. She can feel it. That threshold is cracking. The cross slash fires again, twice the force. The second and third bears are hit at the same time and go down. The 3 rotbone bear corpses begin to dissolve. 3 orbs of white light float upward and sink into Lily's brow. Divine Arts resonance 100%. Breakthrough confirmed. First tier awakened. A layer of sacred white light wraps around Lily's body, warm and pure. She can feel her bond with the Church of Sacred Light deepen. More divine power is within reach. More techniques are now open to her. Finally, Lily lets out a long breath, a tired smile crossing her face. Marcus and the others run over. Lily, you broke through. Marcus's eyes light up. Lily nods. Amazing! Marcus's face flushes with excitement. You're the first one today to break through, right? I knew you could do it. He reaches out, going for Lily's hand. Lily's expression turns cold in an instant. She steps back, and her eyes cut like a blade. The message is clear. Don't touch me. Marcus freezes, hand hanging in midair. He pulls it back with an awkward laugh. I'm just excited. Lily ignores him, turns toward the exit. Come on, time to head out. Marcus watches her walk away. The smile fades from his face. What replaces it is something cold and ugly. Damn it. I do everything for you and you won't even let me touch your hand. Just you wait. You'll be on your knees in front of me one day. Outside the grounds, the plaza is filling up. The first teams to emerge are the weaker ones. Resonance mostly in the mid-30s to low 40s, barely passing. Only 35%. How long is it going to take to hit Tier 1? The team tournament starts in 3 days. The minimum is first tier awakened. I don't think I'll make it. Don't give up. You've still got 3 days. Put in the work. What do you know? Going from 35 to 100 in 3 days? Keep dreaming. Students cluster in small groups, the mood heavy. Most of them did not break through today. Some barely move the needle at all. Killing monsters in the grounds does deepen divine arts resonance, but how much depends on talent. The gifted ones gain several points per kill. The weak ones might kill 10 and gain nothing. That is the gap. Then someone shouts, Lily's team is out! Every head turns to the stone gate. Lily steps through the vortex, white clothes like fresh snow, long hair trailing behind her, visibly tired, but her presence still commands the space. Behind her come Marcus, Jason, Nina, and Kyle, all worn out. Lily, did you break through? A teacher steps forward. Lily nods. The whole crowd erupts. She broke through on the very first day. That's S tier for you. Tier 1 in a single day. The C ranks and D ranks in our class will be lucky to manage it in a week. In the last 30 years, I think she might be the only one in Land City to break through on day 1. That's right, the one before her was 30 years ago. What was the name? The one who ended up at the Sacred Light Theological Academy? Teachers crowd around. Congratulations, Lily. Breaking through on day 1. Your future is wide open. The Sacred Light Theological Academy guaranteed spot looks like a sure thing. Lily nods politely, expression calm. No great joy on her face. Marcus also did well, 73% divine arts resonance. A teacher glances at Marcus. At that rate, he could break through tomorrow. Marcus forces a smile, but inside he is uneasy. 73%. So what? Lily is already at 100. He cannot even reach her heels. Jason, 58. Nina, 57. Kyle, 35. The teacher reads on. All solid numbers, better than most. This team has a real shot at the city-wide top 5. Jason and Nina smile. Kyle breathes out in relief. He is the weakest of the group, but 35 is not a disgrace. Mr. Lee stands nearby, listening to the numbers with quiet pride. Lily's breakthrough was expected. But Marcus at 73, Jason at 58. Those beat his estimates. This team should earn a solid rank in the tournament. Still, one name is running through his head. Ethan is not out yet. Mr. Lee looks toward the stone gate, a thread of worry pulling at him. Ethan went in alone. No teammates, no healer, not even a decent weapon. The The monitoring room shows him alive, but that tells nothing about what he faced in there. Mr. Lee, you still have a student who hasn't come out, right? Another teacher leans in, tone lightly mocking. The Eastern Pantheon one? Mr. Lee nods. Tisk. Going in solo. Making it out alive would be a win. The other teacher shakes his head. If you ask me, you should have stopped him. Why take on the headache? Mr. Lee says nothing. He keeps his eyes on the gate. Another 10 minutes pass. The stone gate vortex ripples again. Students trickle out, all from other teams, resonance mostly in the low 30s to 40s. Mr. Lee's dread deepens. Could something have actually gone wrong? Then the vortex pulses again. A figure steps through. School uniform in tatters, covered in wounds, dark dried blood on his face, but spine straight, eyes clear and bright. It's Ethan. Mr. Lee's face lifts. He strides over. Ethan, are you all right? I shake my head. I'm fine, Mr. Lee. Look at you. Mr. Lee takes in the torn uniform, his expression pained. Just surface wounds, nothing serious. Mr. Lee exhales. He's about to ask what happened in there, but before he can, a voice cuts through. Well, still breathing. Marcus strolls over and looks me up and down, nothing but contempt in his eyes. Going in solo and coming back alive must be your lucky day. I don't bother looking at him. Marcus keeps going. So, Eastern Pantheon champion, what's your divine arts resonance? 10%? 5? Jason and Nina laugh along. Marcus, come on, give him a break. He's the only one left in the Eastern Pantheon. Show some respect. Right, maybe he hit 20%. More laughter. Lily stands a short distance away, watching me in this state. Her lips move slightly. She wants to come over. She wants to ask how I am, but she thinks that approaching now will only make things worse for me. Marcus and his crowd are watching. If she comes over, they will only get louder. So she stays back, watching with unreadable eyes. All right, enough. Mr. Lee frowns. All of you drop it. He turns to me. Come on, let's go register your numbers. Whatever they are, it's still a result. I nod and follow Mr. Lee toward the registration area. Along the edge of the plaza is a row of registration desks. Every student who exits has to come here and log their divine arts resonance. On each desk is a small test stone. Press your hand on it and the number appears. I join the line at the back. A few students are still ahead of me. Zhang Wei, divine arts resonance, 37%. Li Chang, 29%. Zhao Shu, 41%. The numbers come one after another, all in the low to mid 30s and 40s. Then it is my turn. Marcus has somehow drifted over, standing nearby to enjoy the show. Jason, Nina, and Kyle are here too. Lily hesitates for a moment, then walks over as well. Mr. Lee stands beside me, quietly tense. He wants a good result for me, but reason tells him that for an Eastern Pantheon awakened, 20 or 30% would be something to be proud of. Even though the earlier scan picked up 74%, Mr. Lee still has no certainty. What if the scan was wrong? Go ahead, place your hand on it. The registrar is a young female teacher. The look she gives me holds a trace of pity. She clearly knows my situation. I press my hand to the test stone. A faint blue-green glow rises from the surface. A few seconds pass. The number appears. Divine Arts Resonance, 100%. Rank, first tier awakened. The plaza goes silent, a dead silence. Every pair of eyes locks onto that line of text. People think they are misreading it. 100%? How is that possible? The first to react is Marcus. His voice cracks. That's impossible. Even the registrar freezes. She rubs her eyes and looks again. Still 100%. And the rank reads, first tier awakened. The plaza explodes. Damn. First tier awakened? He broke through too? How is that even possible? Isn't he Eastern Pantheon? Can the Eastern Pantheon even hit tier 1? Don't they have no divine favor system? What the hell? Am I dreaming? Lily looks up dazed, her wide eyes full of shock. She stares at my back. Her lips tremble slightly. She gave everything today, barely squeezed through to tier 1 at the very last moment. And yet Ethan, this person everyone called trash, the one she thought would be stuck at the starting line forever, has also broken through, and judging by the timing, possibly before her. Something stirs inside Lily. Shock, disbelief, and a trace of something she does not want to admit. Defeat. He cheated. He definitely cheated. Marcus's voice is the loudest. His face goes red as he jabs a finger toward me. Eastern Pantheon trash breaking through to tier 1? That makes no sense, cheater. Mr. Lee frowns. Marcus, back that up with proof. Proof? Marcus scoffs. Mr. Lee, think about it. The Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. They cannot even use divine arts. So how did he break through? He had to have used something in the grounds, something he should not have. Mr. Lee's expression goes hard. Marcus, watch what you say. What's wrong with what I'm saying? Marcus gets louder. I'm telling the truth. Someone with zero divine power who somehow breaks through to tier 1 in a single day. If that isn't cheating, what is? The crowd starts to murmur. He's got a point. How does the Eastern Pantheon hit tier 1? Exactly. The textbooks say the Eastern Pantheon collapsed 300 years ago. There is no complete cultivation system, so where did that 100% come from? Maybe it really is cheating. A few more teachers drift over, among them a male teacher with glasses, the same one who was making snide remarks in the monitoring room, named Joe Hai. He adjusts his glasses, voice measured. Mr. Lee, I think Marcus raises a fair point. We all know the Eastern Pantheon situation. A result like this should not be possible. This student is under suspicion of cheating. Mr. Lee's face goes rigid. What exactly are you implying, Joe? I'm not implying anything. Joe Hai spreads his hands. I just think this needs to be investigated. If it turns out to be cheating, that is not only unfair to other students, it is also also a direct violation of Divine Authority Alliance rules. Exactly. Revoke his scores. Marcus jumps in. Cheaters have no place in the team tournament. He should just get out. Eastern Pantheon trash. What is he even pretending to be? Marcus's hangers-on pile on. Lily finally has enough. She steps forward and looks at Marcus with cold eyes. Enough. Marcus blinks. Lily, whether or not Ethan cheated is not yours to decide. Lily's voice is flat. Don't throw accusations without proof. Marcus's expression hardens. Lily, you're taking his side? I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm saying what is right. Lily's voice stays even. The code states that any Awaken's results are protected. No one may challenge them without proper investigation. Calling someone a cheater with zero evidence is itself a violation. Marcus's fists clench. His knuckles go white. Lily is publicly standing up for Ethan. All this talk about what's right, what a joke. She is just covering for that piece of trash. Inside Marcus, the jealousy and fury nearly overflow, but he cannot blow up at Lily. He bites down and forces the heat back down. Fine, I won't say another word. He smirks. Let the ground staff handle it. The words are barely out when a deep voice carries in from beyond the crowd. What's going on here? The crowd parts. Director Horn strides through, black robe snapping in the wind, expression already sour. As head of the grounds, nothing bothers him more than disorder. Director Horn! Marcus's face lights up like he's been thrown a lifeline. He rushes over in 3 quick steps, voice dropping into something close to fawning. Director Horn, we believe someone cheated in the grounds. Director Horn's brow furrows. Cheating? Yes, definitely cheating. Marcus points at me. This student here, Ethan Chen, Eastern Pantheon. He registered as a first-tier awakened. How is that even possible? The Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. They cannot use divine arts. How could he possibly reach tier 1? It has to be cheating. Director Horn turns to look at me. His expression shifts. He remembers this kid, the one who used the code to back him into a corner at the entrance this morning, forcing him to allow entry. At the time, he assumed the kid was walking to his death. He never expected him to come out alive, let alone register as a first-tier awakened. First-tier awakened. Director Horn repeats it, disbelief thick in his voice. He walks to the desk and looks at the test stone. 100%. First-tier awakened. Clear as day. No sign of tampering. But Director Horn's face darkens further. Eastern Pantheon. First-tier awakened. This goes against everything he knows. Over the past 3 centuries, those who resonated with the Eastern Pantheon were rare, but they existed. The most any of them ever managed was a faint flicker of resonance. Not enough to release even the most basic divine art, let alone break through to tier 1. Director Horn fixes his eyes on me. How did you do it? I look back at him, voice flat. Killed monsters, broke through, normal. Director Horn lets out a cold laugh. The Eastern Pantheon's cultivation system has been dead for 300 years. What exactly did you use to break through? That's my business. I hold my ground. The code does not say an Eastern Pantheon awakened cannot reach tier 1. Director Horn's expression goes even darker. This kid is using the code against him again. Marcus is right there to stoke the fire. Director, I think he deserves a proper investigation. He could have taken some kind of banned item, or used some illegal method. Eastern Pantheon trash, how could he outperform anyone from the 3 great pantheons? Director Horn glances at Marcus, says nothing, but his mind is made up. Something is off about this kid. The first Eastern Pantheon tier 1 awakened in 3 centuries. If he is allowed to slide through unchallenged, word gets out and the grounds loses face. He as director loses face. He has to look into this kid. Director Horn makes the call. He turns to me, eyes flat. Kid, in the interest of fairness, I'm putting you through an on-site test. I look at him. What kind of test? He waves a hand. A staff member trots over carrying something. A humanoid metal construct, roughly 6 feet tall, silver white all over, surface covered in dense runes. On its chest is a circular target, giving off a faint glow. At the sight of it, the students around me pull in a sharp breath. That is a divine resonance test construct, and they are using it to test me. The top-tier version, no less. Isn't this thing only used to test S-tier talent? Normal tests never need this. Director Horn, what is this? Bringing out something of this level to evaluate an Eastern Pantheon awakened? Lily's expression shifts. She recognizes this construct. It was made by the Divine Authority Alliance specifically for testing high-tier awakened. A standard resonance gauge only measures resonance levels, but this construct measures real combat power. Most critically, its defensive threshold is enormous. Even a first-tier awakened going all out might not leave a mark on it. Only those with divine favor points above 90, true top-tier talent, can land a hit that makes it respond. Director Horn pulling this out is a clear move to trap me. Director Horn, Lily cannot stay quiet. Isn't this standard too high? Ethan only just broke through to tier 1. Director Horn gives her a look. If he can break through to tier 1, he should have the power to back it up. The construct test is entirely appropriate. Marcus watches from the side, barely holding back his glee. He knows exactly what this construct means. A regular first-tier awakened cannot make it react at all. When I swing, and nothing happens, the cheating allegation is confirmed. And then it is not just the tournament I lose. Even my civil rights could be stripped. Exactly. Use the construct. Marcus is so excited his face turns red. Real gold doesn't fear the fire, right? Come on, Eastern Pantheon hero, don't tell me you're scared. I look at the construct, face blank. I walk up to it and run a hand across the surface. Cold, hard. The runes carry the weight of Western Pantheon power. The defense is real. What are the rules? I ask. Simple, says Director Horn. Strike the target on its chest with full force. The construct scores your attack strength. 60 and above, you pass. Below 60, he pauses, voice dropping to ice. That means your actual power does not match your registered data. Suspected cheating. I will revoke your awakened status per grounds regulations and report the matter to the Divine Authority Alliance for further action. The plaza goes quiet. Everyone is watching me. 60 points. For someone like Lily, an S-tier talent, that might not be a challenge. But for an Eastern Pantheon awakened who just hit tier 1, it is nearly impossible. Mr. Lee's face goes pale. Director Horn, this standard is too harsh. Too harsh? Director Horn smirks. If he really has the ability, he won't find it harsh. What's wrong? You people in Great Chia have a saying about a guilty conscience, don't you? Marcus jumps in from the side. Exactly. Guilty conscience, right? Cheaters always feel guilty. Lily bites her lip and looks at me, eyes full of worry. She wants to say something but does not know what. I turn around and face Director Horn. I speak, not loud, but every word lands clean. I have one question. If I do not just pass, but score high, what then? Director Horn blinks, then lets out a cold laugh. High score? You? That's not the point, I say. My question is, if my result goes beyond what you expect, what do you say? Director Horn's expression darkens. This kid has the nerve to challenge him directly. If you score above 80, he says, each word deliberate, I will apologize to you in front of everyone and admit I was wrong. And if I don't hit that, then you're mine to deal with. Director Horn stares at me for 3 full seconds, then slowly nods. Deal, deal. I turn back around, face the construct, and take a slow breath. I close my eyes. The green dragon blade will at my brow surges to full output. 20% mastery, every bit of it released. No weapon, no matter. Blade will lives in me. My hand is the blade. I open my eyes. My right hand comes together, finger straight like a blade edge, and I swing forward. Slow, light, the same strike I have practiced countless times at the Guan Yu shrine. But this time, the jade light ignites. Not an inch, not a foot, but my entire arm wrapped in green jade light. That light is fierce and absolute, carrying a force that knows no retreat. My fingers meet the construct's chest. A sharp crack. The silver-white metal splits open from the chest, the fracture running from chest to shoulder, then spreading from shoulder down to the torso. Then, a deep boom. The construct explodes. Fragments scatter. The rune light dies instantly. Dead silence falls over the entire plaza. Everyone is frozen, including Director Horn. His eyes go wide as coins, mouth open, unable to produce a single sound. That construct, the one built specifically to test S-tier talent, is gone. Destroyed in one strike by the Eastern Pantheon trash. I pull back my hand and turn to face Director Horn. Director Horn, what's the score? Director Horn's throat moves. Still no words. The staff member nearby reads out the data with a shaking voice. Attack strength, 98. 98. Too short of a perfect score. But everyone here knows, the construct's maximum display is 100%. Destroying it entirely means my actual power has exceeded the construct's measurement range. The 98% only appeared because the display could only go that high before the thing shattered, before it could show anything larger. The true number may be higher. Lily covers her mouth, eyes wide. Marcus's face goes white as paper. Did I just see that? The construct, it's gone. What the hell is this guy? 98. He scored 98. It's not 98. The construct only goes up to 98. His real attack power has already blown past the measurement ceiling. An Eastern Pantheon awakened, with attack power beyond the S-tier benchmark. How is this real? The noise rises like a tide, growing louder by the second. Everyone has forgotten they were accusing me of cheating just moments ago. Now there is only one thought in every head. Who exactly is this person? Marcus stands rooted to the spot. The look on his face is something else. From shock to disbelief, from disbelief to fear, from fear to something twisted and ugly. His face is as wrung out as a dirty rag. Impossible, he mutters, voice going hoarse. This can't be. The construct must be broken. Yeah, the construct is broken. He snaps his head up and points at me, forcing the words out. The construct is broken. It has to be broken. There is no way he scored that. Nobody responds. Everyone is looking at him the way you look at someone who has lost it. Broken. Equipment made by the Divine Authority Alliance. And you're telling me it just broke? And even if it did break, there's no way it would conveniently break and display 98 for an Eastern Pantheon kid. Marcus realizes he has just said something deeply stupid. His face flushes, but he holds his ground anyway. I still don't believe it. The Eastern Pantheon cannot have this kind of power. I do not look at him. I fix my eyes on Director Horn. A deal is a deal. Director Horn looks like he has swallowed something rotten. He has lived over 40 years, served in the Divine Authority Alliance for more than 20, and has never looked this bad. Just minutes ago he swore he would expose the cheater, brought out the S-tier test construct, and promised in front of everyone to make me show my true colors. And the result? The construct is rubble. 98 points, a score that even a second-tier spiritualist might not achieve, and he, a director, a mid-ranking official of the Western Pantheons, has just been slapped across the face by an 18-year-old Eastern Pantheon student in front of hundreds of people. Director Horn's fists clench, his knuckles go white, but he forces his face into a smile worse than crying. I, Horn, keep my word. He draws a slow breath, voice grinding through his teeth. I was wrong to question you. I apologize. Those 2 words, heavy as stone. Everyone around can hear it. There is not a shred of sincerity in that apology. Just pure hatred. But he said it, in front of hundreds. He had no choice. I give a single nod, expression calm. Accepted. Director Horn turns and walks away, fast, like he is running. Even his back is trembling. Not fear, rage, pure rage. Eastern Pantheon trash just made him apologize in public. He will not forget this. Marcus watches Director Horn leave. His face twists further. Even the director apologized. So what does that make everything Marcus just said? Was he the clown? He opens his mouth, trying to salvage something, but nothing comes. He just stands there, face cycling between red and white. Mr. Lee is the first to move. He rushes over and grabs my shoulder with both hands, eyes going red. That's my boy. That's my boy. He slaps my shoulder hard, each hit landing with a thud. I knew it. I knew you could do it. My shoulder is aching from the pounding, but I don't move away. I can feel that Mr. Lee's excitement is real. This teacher has looked after me since I was in the orphanage, helped me apply for financial aid, tutored me after school, and every new year quietly slipped me a red envelope. Not much money, but the thought behind it, I have never forgotten. Mr. Lee, take it easy. My shoulder is about to give out. I wince. Mr. Lee catches himself, lets go quickly and laughs with mild embarrassment. Got carried away. Just then Lily walks over. She stands in front of me. Those pretty eyes hold too many things at once. Shock, confusion, something complicated, and one more feeling she cannot name. Did you really? She starts, voice slightly rough. Did you really break through? I look at her. You saw it yourself. Lily goes quiet. She did see it, but she cannot make herself believe it. Someone she thought would be stuck at the starting line forever has caught up to her in a single day, and may have already passed her. Are your injuries bad? Lily asks, voice going softer. I pause. I didn't expect Lily to ask that. Surface wounds, nothing serious. Lily nods, reaches into her pocket, and pulls out a small vial and holds it out. This is a healing medicine from the Church of Sacred Light. Apply it to your wounds. It speeds up recovery. I look at the vial and don't take it. No need. Take it. Lily presses it into my hand. You've got a lot of wounds. Leave them untreated and they'll get infected. I close my hand around the vial. Something warm moves through me. Even though Lily chose the Church of Sacred Light, even though the distance between our paths keeps growing, this girl I grew up with still cares. When everyone was laughing at me, looking down on me, she was at least willing to hand me a vial. Thank you, I say. Lily shakes her head and walks away. Marcus is standing nearby, watching every bit of this unfold. Lily handing me that vial. That image lands like a blade, driving straight into his chest. He has chased after Lily for so long, never got a vial, barely got a kind look, and this trash did nothing, and Lily came to him on her own. Why? Marcus's nails dig into his palms hard enough to hurt, but the fire inside burns hotter than the pain. He wants to scream. He wants to hit me. He wants to charge over and beat me into the ground, but he doesn't dare. The image of my hand splitting that construct is still looping in his head. Could he actually beat me? No. So he swallows it. Let's go, Marcus says, turning to Jason and the others. Jason and Nina exchange a glance but say nothing, and fall in behind him. Kyle is last to leave. He glances back at me, expression unreadable. He wants to hate me the way Marcus does, but he can't, because he knows the things I can do are things he will never do in his lifetime. The crowd slowly thins. I sign off at the registration desk and confirm my results. The registrar's eyes, which held pity when I first walked up, now hold something closer to awe. Ethan, your data has been logged, she says carefully. First tier awakened. Attack strength 98. I'll make a special note on your file. No special note needed, I say. Log it like anyone else. She blinks, then nods. She understands. This person does not need to be treated differently. He already is different. I walk out of the grounds, stop at the school store near the gate, buy a bottle of water, and drain half of it in one go. Then I pull out my phone and check the class group chat. It has exploded. Word from the grounds has spread faster than fire. Damn, Ethan destroyed the test construct. No way. It's real. I saw it myself. 98 points. The construct just blew apart. The Eastern Pantheon is that strong? Didn't they say it had no system? Who knows? But starting today, anyone who calls Ethan trash, I'll fight them. Relax, relax. Maybe it was just luck. Luck? You try getting lucky and show me. I read through the messages, face blank. I know these people are only praising me because they saw the numbers. If I lose tomorrow, they will turn on me faster than anyone. That is just how people work. I close the chat, take another sip of water. My phone buzzes. A private message from Mr. Lee. Ethan, I'm reporting today's results to the school. Your results fully meet the team tournament entry standard. I've registered you. Thank you, Mr. Lee. What for? I'm your teacher. It's what I'm supposed to do. By the way, you still don't have a team, right? Want me to reach out to some classmates? No need. I'll figure it out. Alright. Also, I've posted the tournament format in the group chat. Take a look. And one more thing. Land City No. 2 High School is coming to our school tomorrow for an exchange visit. Their team captain is a top-level Athena Blessed fighter. 86 divine favor points. Their squad is strong. Word is they have a shot at top 10 in the city. Maybe top 5. Got it. I close my phone and stand up. The tournament can wait. There is something more important right now. I check the sky. The sun is almost down. Time to go to the Guan Yu shrine. Spring Breeze Street, Old District. The shrine looks the same as always, falling apart, the name plaque hanging by half, the demolition marking on the wall blurred by rain. But I push the door open and step inside. Something feels different. On the altar, the statue of Lord Guan. Those stone eyes seem a little brighter. Not my imagination. I stand before the statue, close my eyes, and let my awareness sink inward. Offering system. Current status active. Bound deity. War Saint Guan Yu. Awakening level 3%. Offering reserve 2.23 pillars. Believers 1. Only yourself. Divine title. Eastern Pantheon Warden. Provisional Mortal Envoy. Mission. Maintain the offering for 7 days without interruption. Time remaining 5 days, 11 hours. 2.23 pillars. According to the system, 1 pillar equals 1,000 strands of offering. I currently hold 2,230 strands. To keep Lord Guan's presence stable for 7 days, I need to burn through roughly 200 strands per day. 1,400 total for the week. The rest can go toward other things. Deepening my bond with Guan Yu, advancing my blade will mastery, or awakening more Eastern Pantheon deities. But all of that comes later. Right now, what matters is completing the first mission. I reach into my pocket and pull out 3 sticks of incense, picked up at the school store today, on purpose. Better than the last ones. 1 yuan each. I light them and set them in the incense burner. Smoke curls upward. I kneel before the statue and bow 3 times. Lord Guan, hear me. I, Ethan Chen, your humble servant, fought today in the training grounds, slaying the corrupted beasts, gathering offerings, sustaining your presence. I come now first to pay my respects, and second to ask you to confirm whether the 7-day mission has been fulfilled. The smoke drifts to the face of the statue, circles once, then sinks into the space between its brows. Silence for a few seconds. Then the statue's eyes light up, not the brief flicker from before but a steady glow, still faint, but far more stable than before. Guan Yu's spiritual projection rises from the statue. This time his outline is sharper, the armor on his body no longer so blurred. The cracks along the green dragon blade have lessened. Good, Guan Yu speaks. His voice still resonates like a great bell but carries less exhaustion and more warmth. In 637 years, you are the first to restore my offerings. 2 days, 2 pillars of offering. Far beyond what I expected. I bow my head. You flatter me, Lord Guan. No flattery. Only the truth. His projection dips slightly. The 7-day mission, you have completed it ahead of schedule. From this moment you are no longer a provisional mortal envoy. Mission complete. Maintain the offering for 7 days without interruption. Evaluation, completed 5 days early. Offering reserve exceeded. 2.23 pillars collected. Issuing rewards, divine title upgraded. Eastern Pantheon Warden, provisional mortal envoy, elevated to full mortal envoy. New ability unlocked, offering sense. Detect all offering residue and Eastern Pantheon remnants within a 10-mile radius. New ability unlocked. Shrine Communion. At any Eastern Pantheon shrine, commune with Guan Yu through thought. Once per day, up to 5 minutes. Guan Yu awakening level increased, from 3% to 8%. Offering system. New function unlocked. Offering conversion. Convert offering reserves into personal cultivation. Accelerating blade will comprehension. I close my eyes and take in the new abilities. Offering sense. This one is enormously useful. Every trace of offering and every Eastern Pantheon remnant within 10 miles is now within my perception. That means I can find more places like this shrine, gather more offerings, and awaken more deities. Shrine Communion. 5 minutes with Guan Yu every day. That is worth more than almost anything. Guan Yu is a war saint who has lived for over 1,000 years. His experience and knowledge make every textbook look shallow. 5 minutes is brief, but ask the right questions and it is enough. Offering conversion. This is the most important one. It turns offerings into raw strength. Before, I could only advance my blade will by killing monsters. The rate was decent, but the risk was too high. Now with offering conversion I can use offerings to push blade will directly. 2 pillars of offering. That should give me a solid boost. I look up. Lord Guan, I have a question. 300 years ago, the Western Pantheons arrived and moved to suppress the Eastern Pantheon. What was their real goal? Guan Yu is silent for a moment. Offerings. The word settles over Guan Yu's spiritual projection like weight. Offerings are the lifeblood of gods. 8 billion people on this earth generate an astronomical amount of offerings every day. The 3 great Western Pantheons are powerful, but their believers are concentrated in Europe and the Americas, Asia, Africa, South America. The foundations of faith there are thin. To expand their offering supply, they needed new territory. Great Xia holds 1.4 billion people. It is the largest offering market on earth. Whoever controls Great Xia gains endless offerings. I understand now. The offerings of 1.4 billion people, an ocean of resource, flowing every single day. The Western Pantheons were never spreading faith, they were taking offerings. Then why didn't they just wipe out every trace of the Eastern Pantheon? I press. If they erased everything, the people of Great Xia would have no other choice. They would have to turn to the Western Pantheons. Guan Yu shakes his head. They could not. Why? Because the Eastern Pantheon is bound to this land, Guan Yu says. Statues can be destroyed, temples can be leveled, scriptures can be burned, but offerings... He pauses. Offerings are shaped from the human heart. As long as someone on this land still remembers us, still lights a stick of incense for us, the offerings will never fully die. The Western Pantheons can cut off the offering channels, can suppress our divine essence, but they cannot erase the memory written into the blood of 1.4 billion people. Those memories are the root of a civilization. As long as the root holds, we do not die. I stay silent for a long time. I understand. I rise to my feet. Lord Guan, I will keep gathering offerings. I will awaken more Eastern Pantheon deities, not only for you, but for everyone on this land. Guan Yu looks at me. A flicker of warmth crosses those phoenix eyes. Go. The revival of the Eastern Pantheon is not the work of a single day. Offerings must be built up one strand at a time. Believers must be gained one by one. The road is long, but you are walking it, and that is enough. The projection fades. I bow deeply to the statue, then turn and leave. The next day, Land City No. 1 High School. I have barely reached the school gate when I hear noise coming from inside. 2 black coaches are parked in the lot outside the gate, sides marked with the name of Land City No. 2 High School. They're here. I walk through the gate. A crowd is gathered around the sports field. I get closer and see 2 teams facing off. On one side, students from No. 1, with Marcus at the front, Jason, Nina, and Kyle all there. On the other, more than 10 students in black uniforms, the No. 2 crest stitched on their chests. The boy leading them stands nearly 6 feet tall, features clean and sharp, but a streak of arrogance runs through his eyes. He just stands there, hands in pockets, chin tilted up, and when he looks at someone his eyes drop slightly, like he is looking down from above. That gaze is not contempt for any one person. It is contempt for everyone. That's the No. 2 captain? I ask a nearby student. The student turns, sees me, and their eyes go wide. Ethan? Yeah. Damn, you're here! Their voice pitches up with excitement. Yesterday, you smashed the construct. The whole school went crazy. Forget that. What's going on over there? The student snaps back and quickly explains. No, 2 came for the exchange visit today. First thing, they called out Lily's team for a match, but Lily took the day off, so Marcus and the others stepped up. And they lost. Pretty badly. I look toward the field. Marcus's uniform has boot prints on it, a scrape across his face, clearly been on the receiving end. Jason and Nina don't look much better. Hair a mess, uniforms crumpled. Kyle has it worst. Limping. Leg probably took a hit. That's all you've got? The number 2 captain, Leo Lin, speaks up, voice easy and unbothered. This is the level at number 1. He glances at Marcus, a smirk at his lips. Where's your S tier? Lily bye, right? Too scared to show up? Marcus's face goes rigid, but he can't get a word out. He was just beaten without landing a single hit. Their divine arts were on another level. Every move shut him down before he could respond. His thunder arts never even got off the ground. Athena's tactical foresight was already there to counter him. The gap was too wide. Tier talent. Leo Lin laughs. That's it? I thought you'd have something worth seeing. Turns out they won't even show their face. His crew laughs behind him. Captain, don't be like that. Maybe they're just scared. Right, S tier is precious goods. How could they possibly fight ordinary people like us? Laughter breaks out. The no-one students around them are furious, but nobody dares push back. The facts are right there. Marcus lost badly, and Lily really did not come. But speaking of which, Leo Lin sweeps his gaze around the field. Does number 1 have anyone decent left? You can't only have this one A rank. The team tournament is almost here. If this is all you've got when you run into us, you might as well surrender early. Marcus's fists clench. His teeth grind. He lost badly, and in front of everyone, but he refuses to accept it. Without Lily, he was the strongest on the team, and he got wrecked like this. How is he supposed to explain that? Then he scans the crowd along the edge of the field and spots a familiar face. I'm standing in the crowd, watching without expression. Marcus's eyes narrow. An idea takes shape. He speaks up. Not too loud, not too soft, just loud enough for everyone to hear. Who says no? One has nobody decent. Leo Lin raises an eyebrow. You've got someone? Of course. Marcus turns his head toward me. Our school has someone even better. You just don't know about him yet. Every head follows his gaze. I am standing in the crowd wearing a school uniform faded from too many washes, looking nothing like the people around me. Him? Leo Lin gives me a look and laughs. Who's that? Never heard of him. Marcus's mouth curves into a cold little smile. His name is Ethan Chen, our school's hidden ace. Don't let the look fool you. Yesterday in the grounds, he punched through the S-tier test construct and scored 98 points. That's stronger than Lily. If you've got the nerve, fight him. The moment those words land, everyone around goes still. Everyone can see exactly what Marcus is doing, building me up to tear me down. On the surface, he's praising me. Underneath, he's pushing me out front to take the hit. If number 2 loses, great. If they win, it's nothing to do with Marcus. And if I also get beaten into the ground, then at least it evens out in his head. Why should he be the only one humiliated? If someone has to lose face, lose it together. The field goes quiet for 2 seconds, then the murmuring starts up like a swarm. What is Marcus doing? Pushing Ethan out there? Did getting beaten scramble his brain? No matter how strong Ethan is, he's one person. The other side has 5. Marcus is trying to use Ethan as a shield, isn't he? That's disgusting. Then again, Ethan did smash the construct yesterday. 98 points. That's S-tier standard. Smashing a construct is one thing. Real combat is another. 5 people working as a unit. How does one person handle that? Exactly. This move from Marcus is low. Plenty of people are looking at Marcus with contempt, but nobody wants to say too much. Marcus's family has money and connections. Not worth making an enemy, and some who are close to Marcus join in the noise. Right. Ethan is our school's hidden ace. Send him out. 1 man versus 5. Eastern Pantheon unbeatable. The words sound like praise, but the tone is pure mockery. Marcus's closest followers are the loudest, each one trying to outdo the last. Come on, Ethan, show them what real power looks like. You broke the construct, right? Hitting people should be even easier. Don't go soft on us. Win one back for number 1. I stand in the crowd, face blank. I look at Marcus. My eyes are calm, but that calm is enough to make Marcus's skin crawl. He steps back without thinking. The image of my hand splitting that construct flashes through his mind. A chill runs up his spine. I'm just telling the truth, Marcus says, forcing it out. You've got the ability. Show them. I don't look at him. I pull my gaze away. Just then, Leo Lin speaks. He looks me over, curiosity and contempt mixed in his eyes. Ethan Chen? Never heard of you. What pantheon did you awaken to? I glance at him. Eastern Pantheon. War Saint Guan Yu. The field goes silent for a full second. Then the laughter bursts out. Every person behind Leo Lin is losing it. Eastern Pantheon. Did I hear that right? Guan Yu? Isn't that something out of a history book? More laughter. No. One really has nobody left. They're sending out an Eastern Pantheon kid. The Eastern Pantheon has been dead for 300 years. People still believe in that? Leo Lin's mouth curls upward. He looks at me like I am a joke. Eastern Pantheon, are you sure? Sure, I say. Leo Lin shakes his head and laughs. No, one really has hit rock bottom, huh? S tier won't show. A rank got floored. Now they're sending out an Eastern Pantheon kid. Is everyone at your school just trash? That one lands hard. The no-one students around them go pale with anger, but nobody can argue back, because honestly, they cannot put up anyone stronger. Lily is absent. Marcus lost. Everyone else is weaker. The only one who might have a chance is me, but I am Eastern Pantheon, who believes I can win. Marcus doesn't look great either. Leo Lin just called no one trash, and that includes Marcus himself. He swallows it anyway because watching me fail is worth more to him. Ethan, you heard that right? Marcus says, dripping with sarcasm. They just called our entire school trash. Aren't you going to do something about it? You're the one who broke the construct. Dealing with a few of them should be easy. Go ahead. Let them see what the Eastern Pantheon is made of. He lays it on thick, but everyone can see it for what it is. The higher he builds me up, the harder the fall. I turn and look at Marcus. Just once. His smile freezes. That look is cold, sharp as a blade. He opens his mouth, but his throat feels like it's being squeezed shut. Not a word comes out. The image of me splitting that construct floods back. Cold sweat breaks out down his spine again. Leo Lin has been watching me this whole time. He notices my expression. No tension, no fear, not even anger. Still as standing water. That stillness bothers him slightly. Usually people facing him are either nervous or scared or putting on a show of defiance. But I have none of that. I just stand there and look at him. Hey, Eastern Pantheon. Leo Lin speaks up, voice carrying a trace of impatience. Are you fighting or not? If not, just say so. Don't waste our time. We still need to find Lily Bai. Can't spend all day here. His crew laughs again. Captain, come on. He's at least an awakened. An awakened? Eastern Pantheon awakened. Does that even count? More laughter. I watch them and finally speak. How do you want to do this? Leo Lin's eyes sharpen. Oh, so you do want to fight. He holds up 3 fingers. 3 seconds. Within 3 seconds, I'll put you on the ground. You pick the format. 1-on-1, rotation, whatever you want. His mouth curls up, eyes full of confidence. So, dare you? I look at him, then at the 4 people behind him. All 5 of you, come at once, I say. The field goes silent. Leo Lin's smile locks in place. What? I said, my voice is as flat as if I'm commenting on the weather. All 5 of you, at the same time, I'm in a hurry. Dead silence. Every pair of eyes goes wide. Jaws drop. All 5 at once. The other side has 5 awakened fighters. Leo Lin alone has 86 divine favor points. The other 4 are all in the 60s and 70s. This is a city top 10 squad, and I want to fight all 5 alone. Has he lost it? 1 against 5? Isn't that just asking to die? Sure, I broke the construct yesterday, but a test and a real fight are 2 different things. 5 people working together. Even a second-tier spiritualist would think twice. Has Ethan lost his mind? Marcus is stunned too. He wanted to push me out there to take a beating, lose face, but he never expected me to call for all 5 at once. This is not just losing face. This is throwing my life away. But then Marcus thinks, if I really do get beaten down, his own embarrassment amounts to nothing. Everyone will be looking at me. Who would remember Marcus lost? The corner of his mouth creeps upward. Leo Lin's expression goes completely dark. His eyes narrow, fixed on me, like a wolf that's been provoked. Are you sure? I look at him without speaking. The look says everything. I already said it. Come together. Fine. Leo Lin nods, voice cold as ice. Very good. He turns to his 4 teammates. You hear that? This guy wants to take all 5 of us. The 4 exchange a look. They all smile, and in those smiles there is anger, contempt, and a trace of something cruel. Captain, if he wants it that badly, we'll give it to him. Right, let him find out how far above him we really are. Eastern Pantheon trash? Who does he think he is? The 5 of them spread out, fanning into a wide arc as they close in. Leo Lin holds the center. His hands are already glowing with pale gold light. The Athena-blessed wisdom arts, tactical foresight, dramatically boosting reaction speed, and combat judgment in a short window, the highest tier support ability among close combat divine arts. I'll ask you one more time, Leo Lin says, eyes locked on me. Are you sure? I look back at him and speak. You really do talk a lot. The last warmth drains from Leo Lin's eyes. Fine. He draws a slow breath, voice dropping low. Today, right here, I'm going to end you. Strip you of your right to compete in the team tournament. Strip you of your right to sit the divine aptitude exam. The moment those words land, the people around them pull in a sharp breath. End him. This is not a sparring match. This is intent to destroy. In the world of awakened fighters, that word has only one meaning. Shatter the limbs, destroy the spirit nexus, and leave someone permanently stripped of all awakened ability. Worse than death, because death is just one end, but this is a living ruin. And under the awakened code, injuries sustained during a sanctioned exchange match, as long as they are not fatal, are almost never prosecuted, because no one can prove it was deliberate. Leo Lin is going way too far. What can you do? Ethan started it, calling out 5 people, 1 against 5, anyone would snap, but ending him is too much. Too much? He brought it on himself. Marcus stands in the crowd, heart hammering. End him. Leo Lin said he would end Ethan. Perfect. Marcus nearly cheers out loud. If Ethan gets destroyed, Lily will give up on him completely, and Marcus's opening arrives. He licks his lips, eyes unblinking on the field. Come on, finish this trash off already. On the field, the 5 are already locked into formation. Leo Lin holds the center. 2 close combat awakened on the flanks. 2 ranged awakened in the rear. A standard 5-person combat formation. Flexible in advance and retreat. Seamlessly coordinated. Clearly not their first time running it. Leo Lin gives a low command. All 5 move at once. The 2 close combat fighters on the flanks charge first. One channels the Ares Berserker arts. Muscles surging. Fist wrapped in red light driving straight for my face. The other runs the Hephaestus forging arts. Both arms coated in a metallic sheen, swinging like a pair of iron hammers. In the rear, both ranged fighters start charging up. Light ignites in their palms. One wielding Apollo's solar arts, the other Artemis's hunting arts. Leo Lin holds the middle, gold light in both hands growing brighter. He is waiting for me to open up. 5 people, 5 directions, 5 divine arts, all attacking at once. Any ordinary first-tier awakened would fold under this wave. Too bad. I am not an ordinary awakened. I watch the 2 coming at me. I do not step back. I do not even move. Not until the fist and the iron arm are an instant from landing, and then I do.